All right. We're gonna have another short little touch and base here, and then I'm gonna let you guys go into working in your groups again. Hopefully none of this comes as any surprise, but I did kind of want to walk through, where we stand in the semester and kind of give a feel. Are you guys? Am I coming through okay? All right. I'm not. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, guys. Um, it gets a little concerning when I get no feedback and I can't tell whether you guys are hearing me or not. But no issues. So here's we're gonna do the same thing we did on Tuesday. Today is going to be a day to work on your projects in your project groups. No pressure. Nothing due. No labs. Kind of our spring break gift to you as well as we can. Please do that. However, get your grade inquiries in if you have any, and if you are concerned about the class, today is the drop deadline. So I'm not encouraging any of you to drop, but if you are thinking about it, today is the day. The one thing I did want to touch base on, and I mentioned this a week ago on Friday, next week I want to start doing quick report outs. If you've ever done a stand-up meeting, this is a little bit more than a stand-up meeting, but not much more. All we're looking for is to see whether you guys have gotten started and to make sure everything is going okay. What I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to, let me see if I get the slides up or let me get the window up. Let's see. Yeah, there we go. So if you look here at, this is hopefully, yeah. So this is the website for the project for the class. Sorry. If you come down into resources, I pulled a couple of resources out of mothballs. The thing that you're going to be most interested in is the interim report. And again, this is just a quick, stand-up meeting kind of, yes, we got started kind of issue. So we're going to want you to go through and give us your project title, team members, your goals, and a description of the project for the semester, a project organization, contributions. We're not really expecting you to have much, if any, contributions at this point. And then, anything that's kind of in your way for what you're trying to do this semester. My hope is to get down through group Boylek 3, so Hung J8, Zir M, Coolies, Bissot, Zamanj, and Boylek. Yowen, you may want to be a little bit prepared, but I don't expect we will get through you. What I will do is I will give a lecture on Tuesday. I'll stop it hopefully about 30 minutes before the end, and then we'll have at least the first 5 or 6 of you, if you are first 5 or 6 of you, just give this quick little project organization. That Friday, we're going to give you a little bit more stuff to help you get started. What you should start having in your project. You will need to make sure that it's licensed. If you come back here though, and you look at grading rubric for projects and project initial, right? These are things that I'm going to have you work on at the end of the lab a week from today. Just to put some stuff up. And why is that not? Oh, I tried to comment that out. Because I'm giving it to you today. So this is just some stuff you need to have for your project. And then you should be looking at the grading rubric for the project, because it's going to tell you what we're actually looking for. So we're going to look for licensing. You're going to need to have licensing, a README, issue tracker, discussion forum. You don't have to have all of these, but we do want you to have some of them. You know, a license you must have, a README you must have. Some of the rest can kind of come out of it. You know, a repository. These are all the things that go into the project structure. That's going to weigh 20 to 30 points depending upon how much control you have over it. If you're joining an existing project and they're missing some of these things, that would only count 20 because you don't, or if they're missing, or even if they have those things, it would count more like 20 points because you guys have no control whether they're there or not. If you're starting a project, we're going to expect that you have a bunch of this stuff in here. You don't have to have everything. You know, if you're a 1 or 2 person project, you know, maybe you don't need to have a contribution guideline, but you should be able to talk about why you do or don't have any of these different artifacts. But this is the stuff that feeds into the first 20 points. Contributions, right? These are things that count toward the contributions. And then project deliverables. This is, you know, where your interim report kind of comes in a little bit. Again, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to grade this pretty lightly. So, you know, I wouldn't be too concerned about the grading on this one. But you do have to present. You do have to actually show me that you did something. The end of the semester, you'll have a longer presentation, and you know that's going to count a little bit more. And then of course, project development process. We're not as worried about how you do relative to your project goals, although we want to see progress towards them. But we are interested in how your project develops, how you get around roadblocks, how you recognize and find ways to get back on track. Absolute success is not absolutely required, but some of this, you know, you have to keep all of this in mind. These are the stuff that's going to go into your project grade. And remember that your project grade is, I believe, 50% of your overall grade. Let me go back and check that. Anyway, so these are the things. We'll have you working on these next Friday at the end of lab. We'll have you working on this stuff next Friday at the end of lab. And the rubric is how we're actually going to grade the projects. All right, so just make sure we get all of that in. I know this is the startup time. We want to get you guys on track. So I think that's pretty good. Where we sit in the semester is we are down in our pseudo spring break. Again, Tuesday and Friday and possibly the next Tuesday, we're going to be doing these short little presentations. You know, again, just to get everybody on board that you're up and running. You know, quick 3 to 5 minutes, 1 to 3 slides. I'm kind of repeating myself, I guess. The final thing is, you know, I know that some of you have issues with time zones. I'm going to ask that if you have a project where some of you are able to present, some of you are available in this time zone, you contribute your part. Have your teammates speak for you. If you are a project that is all located in a outside time zone, I'm going to ask that you you either present live. That's always welcome. Or if you can't present live, then please contact me ahead of time and be prepared to upload 1 to 3 slides to our Discord server and send me a recording of you presenting the slides so that I can run them when it's your turn. All right. Are there any questions about any of this? Thank you, Jeremy. Let's see. My viewer is pretty low quality, not really readable. I wonder why that is.
It's because your windowed projector window seems pretty small. I guess it's just compressing it so small that it's unreadable.
Let me
Judging by the title bar size, anyways.
Let me make that bigger. That hasn't been but this is the thing is like sometimes none of this has changed, and you're sitting there, you don't really know I can make that full size. Does that help?
look better, I think.
How about that one?
That is far better.
Ah, okay. Thank you. Learn something new every day. So I will from now on. I like to keep that around so I can see what I'm projecting to you guys. But if I put it full screen, then it takes up so much real estate I can't look at other things. I will live. Okay, so I will make sure we do this from now on. Again, everything is this is just the schedule. This is where we sit in the schedule. For the other stuff, it's just if you come into the open source course and then the resources interim report is one, right? And the grading rubric for projects is probably the main one. All right, so I think maybe the last thing I want to just check is so that I know how much the project is worth. You would think I would have that memorized. We can always go back and check the syllabus, which is on the front page. And somewhere in here, it says that the project is worth 40%. So your project is worth 40% of your grades, and all of those items go into it. And you'll see that, of that, I think the code contributions are only 40%. So, so it's 16% of your grade are your code contributions or your open source contributions. So there's lots of room for lots of points just for doing things correctly. Okay, any other questions, comments? I'll post some of this to the Discord so that everybody sees it. So until Lab 7, yes, exactly. And this would be a really good thing to work on today. And it's probably going to be called Lab 8 because I didn't actually change the lab numbering. But you'll be happy to know that I spent far too long on the next unit, the next module, because VTK has gone through probably 2 reorganizations in the year and a half since I taught this course last. And it was taking way too long and was way too complicated. So I had to switch up all of the labs for that section. And I threw in some stuff about CI/CD on GitHub that I think you guys will find really kind of useful if you don't know it already. So I think it's a much better module. I'm kind of happy with it now. Maybe not. There's always room for improvement. But instead of getting through 3 modules like I wanted to get through today, I barely got through 1 this week. I barely got through 1. But I think we've done a good job. Don't tell me if we didn't. Lie to me. No, joking. Anyway, I'm going to stop the recording. I'll upload this to Discord or YouTube. And you guys are welcome to work on your projects and your groups. If you need me to open a room, let me know. Right now, I am seeing somewhere in the range of 17 to 19 projects. I only have, I think I saw 12 rooms available. So I don't know whether some of you are doing, existing Arcos projects, or whatever you're doing, but please make sure that that we know ahead of time what your projects are. And I think 2 of you haven't signed up for a project or haven't formed a team, or formed a team but didn't actually upload anything to tell me that you're working on it. So just make sure we get all that down so that we everybody has something to work on. If you're having problems, now's a good time to contact me, or we can do it at another period. Again, I'm going to shut down the recording now, and please feel free to work. I'm going to hang out here till 2:10. I'll start working on the next module after CI/CD, maybe, unless you guys have questions. Okay, anything? Nothing? I'm just taking up your time and boring you, so there we go. No questions here. Thank you. Have a great weekend. Awesome. You guys too, by the way. I hope this was a little bit a nice bit of a break. I debated whether to do it. I debated whether to have 1 day or 2 day, but with the way we're structured with lectures and then labs, it didn't seem functional to just have 1 day. So enjoy yourselves. We'll get back to work next week. We'll hit it twice as hard. And like I said, I think you'll like the next module. All right.